Up ahead, we have classroom tips on building classroom culture using praise cheers. Stay tuned. Hi, Kathy Dixon here. Welcome to the Math Reflective, where we think deeply about math, how we teach, and how we might maximize our students and our own professional potential. I used to be a first and second grade teacher in the earlier part of my career for about 9 years, so I know these worked really well with first and second graders, but I tell you what, I teach sixth grade math now and they love to do it too. It has really helped build a fun culture in my classroom, one that we respect each other and we get excited to celebrate learning. This is my 4th year of teaching 6th grade, and I do classroom cheers every single day. And I want to tell you how I do it and the benefits of it. Well, first of all, the benefits are many. It definitely helps you feel closer as a class, and it gives you a brain break and just time to move your body. And it also is something that we use to celebrate student leaders in the classroom. So they're coming and going from class to class, and I don't know, their brains must be fried doing this, going from teacher to teacher all the time. And I just think sometimes they need a little bit of a break. Some people may think that classroom routines are boring or, it's kind of constricting, but actually it's an affordance to students. It helps them to know exactly what's coming in that class with that teacher every day. And those expectations and routines build familiarity and a security and a sense of comfort. It actually frees them up to take more risks in the classroom when they know what's coming always. So this is how it looks in my classroom. We always start with an attendance monitor taking the attendance, and then I choose a volunteer student leader to go read the board, which has our daily agenda, learning targets, whatever homework is for that day, and kind of the order of activities that we're doing things. And to celebrate leadership, which is something I encourage and promote in my classroom daily, we pick a classroom cheer. Sometimes I pick the student to pick the cheer, and sometimes the student leader picks the student. And then we all do it together. We just do that cheer together, and then that student feels honored and validated and celebrated as a leader.
iPads down, please.
Okay, today is April 22nd, 2019. In advanced math, we will be able to write and solve equations that represent situations and explain the solution.
The homework is Lesson 16 practice, grades correct and submit due Wednesday. Our math practice is make use of structure.
Today we have launch 16, warmer or colder, and changing altitudes.
Okay, who wants to do a cheer? Pick someone to do a cheer. Okay, ready to praise him with roller coaster. Go! Woo! Okay, let's celebrate Will with Indiana Jones. Ready, go! Da, 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 da. Great job! 1, 2, 3.
Shoot number! That's hot!
Now, you're probably wondering and thinking, not every student wants to participate, so how do you handle that? Well, I have an answer for that. What I tell students at the beginning of the year is everybody's comfortable with different things. We have a different comfort level with, some want to stand up and really get into the cheer. Some just want to use maybe just their hands a little bit. I say just at least participate in some small way. So if we're doing a cheer that asks them to do disco, they might just want to do this with their hands and not really move their body at all. But I do ask them to honor and celebrate that student. But of course, I'm aware that there are students that are a little bit more reserved. So we celebrate that difference, and everyone can kind of do the level that they're used to. I also believe in students designing and creating as much as possible in the classroom. So I do allow students to make up their own cheers and to submit a proposal of a new classroom cheer and to teach it to the class. And some of them really enjoy doing that. Honestly think I'm probably the only one, no, actually I know I'm the only one in my school doing this. So it's not that I think I'm unique or anything. I don't know if it's partly my former elementary background, but I really do enjoy doing it, and it is a tradition that I'll carry on in the future as a teacher. And I think it's one of those things that students come back down in the hallway when they're in 7th and 8th grade, and they remember it. And if they walk by and I'm doing it, some of them will even stop in the hallway if my door is open, and they'll do it with us. So I know it's something that's memorable to them, although I know by the end of the year in 6th grade and even going into 7th grade, this might not be possible. Students might kind of start feeling more self-conscious, as I've noticed, as they develop in adolescence. They really don't want to stand out or look different or young or weird in front of their peers. So it's kind of that short window being a sixth grade teacher that they're still willing to do those things. But I would say it's definitely how you approach it and how you incorporate it into your classroom. Because I would think that all students like to be validated and celebrated. And who doesn't like a brain break or a chance to move your body in the classroom? It's just fun. I find that, especially after lunch, when I have my last few class periods of the day, it definitely relaxes me, kind of lightens me up, because usually I'm ramped up from all the meetings and different things that are going on. So it helps me just to take a little bit of an edge off and get through the rest of that day. I have to laugh because one of the ones that students pick all the time is disco. And that does require some dancing if you're comfortable dancing and standing up. And it's kind of like a staying alive type of dance. And some days I'll be like, oh no, I'm thinking in my head, that's the last thing I want to do right now is disco. I'm not feeling disco. I don't feel good. I have all these things on my mind. I've got a lot to do when I get home tonight. But I do it, and I have to model that for my students. So what I've really found is that the teacher is such a powerful influencer of students, and anybody can influence a crowd if they really want to. So I've had moments in my classroom where only a few students stand, and we'll start clapping and getting ready to do disco or a different cheer. And I'll say, okay, come on, who's with me now? Can I get another? Can I get one more? All right, we've got more people. Anybody else? Come on, if you're on the edge, just stand up. And it's amazing how many students will stand with that little bit of motivation and that little bit of encouragement. And that really says a lot about being asked and how many times you really need to ask somebody in a gentle and a prompting and an encouraging way. I wonder if in the classroom sometimes, even when we're doing math, if I'm not taking those opportunities to ask and encourage and prompt in an encouraging way that will prompt my students to volunteer more. It really does make me think about the power that I have and the influence that I have to get students to act, to move, to answer. Rain. Start out softly. Harder.
Boom! Great job.
Basketball.
Dribble, dribble, score. Bubble gum. Pop. Great job. Firework. Ooh, ah. Chili pepper. Tss, that's hot. 1, 2, 3, clap. Indiana Jones. Da 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 da. Great job. 2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Good tops. It's a plus, not a minus. Go, Joe. Disco. That's the way, we like it,
If you like this video and you found it helpful, please hit the like button and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I'd love to hear more about what you do to celebrate students in your classroom, what you do to contribute to a culture of community and to build that in your classroom. I know there's lots of ways that you're praising and honoring and celebrating students as well. So follow me on Instagram at The Math Reflective or on Twitter, and I'd love to hear more about your journey. Are you ready for more?